morning, everybody. We are back here at our backyard homestead. I am Dan. Priscilla is out taking pictures right now. But we're back in the kitchen today. We're going to be making a little bit of a sweet treat today. We're going to be making ginger beer. My mother-in-law requested that I do the video on that, so of course I have to oblige. I just needed to wait for a few things to get here. They are here now. So we're going to go ahead and make the ginger beer. It's a really easy thing to do. All it is a little bit of yeast, ginger, sugar, and water, and a little bit of thyme. And it's super easy to do. I'll be overlaying instructions while I'm doing the process of everything and the amounts that you'll need. But while I'm overlaying those, I will actually be doing about 1 gallon of ginger beer, and the recipe that I'll be providing you guys will make 2 liters. So keep that in mind, the amount that I'll be actually making today, because that's the amount that I want right now, will be different from the instructions that I'll be providing you guys. But you can easily increase or decrease how you want. For the most part, liters to gallons doesn't really mesh that well, but you can sort out the math. For our ginger beer, the first thing we got to do is make the syrup. For the syrup, you're going to need 1 cup of sugar. As you can see, I have quite a bit more sugar than that for the gallon. I end up needing about 2 1/4 cups of sugar, but you will need 1 cup of sugar for 2 liters. You'll need half a cup, so half as much water to sugar. So half a cup of water, 1 cup of sugar. That'll create the basic syrup. And then you're going to need about 2 tablespoons of ginger, but I think there's a little wiggle room in that for how much of a ginger taste you like. I like ginger. I love the taste of ginger. So I will obviously have significantly more than that. Oh man, I love ginger. It's so good. It's so good for you. So many health benefits. So let's get going into making this ginger beer. Okay guys, so the first you're going to want to get a saucepan that'll be large enough to hold the sugar and the water, and you're going to add your sugar, and then you're going to add your water. So again, for 2 liters, that's going to be 1 cup of sugar and half a cup of water, and you're going to go ahead and heat that up over medium high heat, and you're just going to stir that all in. And once you get that all mixed up a bit, you're then going to add your ginger. Now you're going to heat this up until all the sugar is melted. I usually let it heat up quite a bit. I like to make sure all that sugar is melted. So we're just going to let this heat up and keep stirring it. You don't want that sugar to burn, for sure. That would be a huge waste of ginger. Also, for the ginger, you can see I just kind of chopped it up. You can grate it if you want. For the amount that I'm making, I felt it would be a whole lot of time to really grate it up. So I just chopped it up a bit. But yeah, you can see it's going to take a little bit of time to melt all that sugar. And again, you want to make a syrup out of this. This is going to be a syrup that you're going to add to water later to make your ginger ale. So when your syrup is done, it'll look something like that. When your syrup is done, it'll look something like that. All that sugar has been melted into the syrup, and now we're just going to let this cool down to room temperature. I'd let it sit for about an hour or two, just so that it gets really nice and cool, because we are going to be adding this to yeast, and we don't want to kill our yeast. So we're going to let this just sit here and cool down. Also, I wanted to make a note about one thing that I had missed earlier. The water is filtered water. I can't speak as to whether or not it would work with unfiltered water. I've not done that. But we did use filtered water. So, let this sit. It will thicken up as it sits. But once this is ready to go, we can get on to the next step. Okay guys, so the ginger syrup has now come down to room temperature to just slightly warm. You want 85 to 105 degrees for your yeast anyway, so that'll be just fine. So what I'm going to do is start getting my yeast dissolved in some water. So what I have here is 4 cups of filtered water, and I have just some plain old active dry yeast. For 2 liters, you're going to want around 1/8 of a tablespoon. I'm going to put just over that, and I'm just going to dump that right into some water and just stir that around and get that yeast dissolving into the water. And while that yeast is in that water, I'm going to do the really tricky part. I'm just going to move this out of the way. Here I have my 1 gallon jug with a funnel. And I'm going to take this little filter screen, just a wire mesh filter, and I'm just going to slowly pour this syrup through that wire mesh filter into my gallon jug. So there we are. There is our ginger syrup. So now we're going to take our 4 cups of filtered water with the yeast, and I'm going to dump that on in. Just try to scrape out as much of this yeast as possible. And in this picture, I have another 4 cups of filtered water, which is also going to go into the jug. And get you guys a better shot. So there it is. So for a 2-liter bottle of water, you're going to use like I said, 1/8 of a teaspoon of the yeast, and you're also going to use 7 cups of water, and that'll give you around 2 gallons, or not 2 gallons, 2 liters. I'm sorry. You can see that beautiful color that we got going on over there. I cannot talk right now. Wow. So again, that's 12 cups that I have for the 1 gallon. I'll probably add another cup to that. So I added 1 additional cup of water to this. So that got me just over a gallon with a little bit of head space. And now all you're going to do is you're just going to screw the top on it, right? And just shake it up. Get everything incorporated. And now you're going to leave this guy to sit in a cool, dark place where you normally ferment stuff for about 2 to 3 days. After 2 to 3 days, you should start to see little bubbles. And when you open it up, you'll hear a little hiss. And take a taste, try it out, see what you think about it. But then that's it. That is homemade ginger ale. There is another way to do it. where you make what's called a ginger bug. I haven't tried that, where you're actually fermenting ginger itself, and you're actually, rather than adding the yeast, you're actually producing the natural bacteria that you're going to then add to your syrup and water. I haven't tried it that way. I do intend to try it that way down the road. But for now, this is what I got, and I love this. It's great, it's delicious, and I can't wait to be able to crack this guy open and enjoy some amazing, delicious, homemade, natural soda. Alright guys, so that'll do it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you have any ideas for any other videos, please leave a comment down below. We're all ears. We always like to try new things out. But that's it, guys. God bless. Keep growing. Bye. Guess what, honey?
What?
They reached the end of the video.
Oh my gosh!
Well, you guys, you can subscribe to our channel up here.
Or you can check out our latest video right here.
And don't forget to like,
comment,
subscribe,
and share.
and as always, keep growing. Bye.
Bye.